Hello everyone, Cobra Rick Productions back again with another video, and today I'm going to rank the new Star Wars 2020 summer, more like fall sets, because these are all going to be releasing officially September 1st. This includes the Razor Crest Advent Calendar and 501st Battle Pack, which were previously known about more, but I'm just going to go over all of these in a ranking order from worst to first. Let's get started with what I think is the worst. We have General Grievous' Starfighter. Now this set, I'm not really a fan of $80 for 487 pieces. It's terrible priced, but it is a nice looking ship, I gotta say. The minifigs are okay, and don't get me wrong, the Airborne Trooper is a great minifigure and you're all gonna love it. Now this is just cheap on LEGO, making the end of, you can watch MNR's rant on this, but putting ripped clothes and closed on Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is not even accurate to the scene in the slightest, is completely cheaping out. They should just put regular robes on. Even use an existing completed robe piece, or better yet, fix the robes. That's what I asked them to do, like they did with the Resistance Bomber a couple years back, with a minifig and that, and I need them to do this here. The Grievous, I'm fine with it being white. I know it should be tan. Technically, I think it should be, but, maybe tan's just what he is when he's dirty, but now he's usually white when his armor is clean. Anyways, I think this is a terrible price set, and no one's going to buy it for what it is. I'm sure there's some people who are going to buy it, but I don't think it's going to be a high seller for LEGO, and they need to go and fix some things in this and never price a set this poorly again. Let's move on to the next one. We have the Mandalorian and the Child Brickheads. Now, this is an okay brickhead. Well, it's a good brickhead, actually. I would correct myself. But is it really that good of a set? You're not going to really do anything. I understand it's a brickhead. It's meant to be displayed. It's meant to be kind of like Pops or something. But these are really good, and I'm appreciative of the seat they put the child in. They could have made it a half brickhead, so they really did a good job here. Now, I do wish that the Mandalorian had some extra features to add on, because it's the Mandalorian, right? But obviously that's not happened, so we could try to fix that maybe in the future, but this is good anyways. Let's just move on to some of the better sets. Well, we have Anakin's Jedi Interceptor, which a lot of people will be wondering why I ranked this so low. It's not for any biased reasons, or it's not a bad set at all. It's actually going to probably sell really well. I'm not too into what it is, personally. The minifigs, I wish they included one more for $30, and I would prefer $20 for this set in the first place. Probably $25 would be the ideal, but $30, maybe a little bit on the high side. It's really just a remake of the previous one with barely any changes. The cockpit opens up, as you can see, and there's some good controls inside. It looks pretty slick. It's a great set. Again, they need to fix the minifig for Anakin, which is just lazy if you put tattered clothing from the Duel on Mustafar. So I would recommend they fix that, or else they might lose a few more sellers on this, but it's still a nice little set. Let's move on to the Advent Calendar, which a lot of people are going to be surprised I ranked it this high, or maybe this low even, but honestly I think this could be the best Advent Calendar yet. Now, look away if you don't want to see what these are, because these are all the builds we're going to get. You have the A-Wing, some jolly, ugly sweater, Poe Dameron, and Darth Vader. The Darth Vader one's amazing. Great minifig selection, even a pit droid and a snowman gong droid. It's just beautiful. The Millennium Falcon looks like a really fun build. Admittedly, they used the same exact design for some of that Millennium Falcon that I did in my how to make video. So, I obviously didn't copy me, but it's kind of funny that, whatever. Anyways, the Darth Vader's castle build is inspired off the set, obviously. And the Hot Shield Generator, the Luger Hulk Battleship, and the A-Wing have to be my favorite builds of the set. The X-Wing is nice. Now, see, there's a weird thing. It looks like a Y-Wing, this small thing on the left side here, but it also looks like a pod racer in the colors, but I'm guessing it's a Y-Wing. You guys have to tell me in the comments. The Tauntaun looks good. I wish they had included a longer nose, because I know it's a red nose, which is nice, but maybe you add another gray stud right before that to give it just, doesn't look like a Tauntaun to me at first. It looked like some, obviously is a Tauntaun, but it just doesn't quite look like it. The Eagle Hawk Cruiser is nice too, and a Porg is always great to get. There's some lazy builds in this, like Rey. Why do we need another Rey? The Razor Crest is good, and Dio looks kind of boring. But we can move on to the next one, which is the AAT, which I used to think was going to be terrible and I wasn't going to buy it. But now it has sold me for sure with these new images. It comes with an Ahsoka Tano, Ahsoka's Clone Trooper, and two of the same minifigs, but they're called different things. There's a battle droid and an AAT driver battle droid, but they're the same thing, so that really doesn't matter. Now, I'm definitely picking this up sometime in September, October, so make sure to subscribe if you want to see this on the channel. I actually am okay with the long cannon. I understand it's not accurate, and I'm actually not even sure it's as long as it looks on here, because it could just be angles. I'll just show you some more images. I mean, that doesn't look like it's an angle, but it still, I'm doubting it's as long as people look as it seems to be, because you can see like just the build in the bottom there. I mean, it's obviously some inaccuracy in this, like no blue stripe down the middle, and it's just kind of off in some places, but I'm actually really excited to pick this one up. Also note that there is a spot in the inside of the AAT to place another battle droid inside there, as well as one up top, which will, I'm assuming, have to be folded over. Obviously, there's no other way to fit it in there. Let's move on to, you can also, of course, rotate cannons on the side, up and down, and the main cannon along with spring-loaded shooters. Well, you can rotate the main cannon left and right, and also up and down. So here's the Night Buzzard, set 75284. Now this set, surprisingly, the actual ship, the build of the ship, and the display and swishability of the ship is really cool. I'm going to pick it up anyways, because I think it actually is a really cool ship in the universe of Star Wars. Of course, there is little skis to put, like it's hovering or landing gear, right? The engines look beautiful. There is very limited interior. I'm not even sure. So if you look, there's on the left side of the box here, you can see there's a hatch, which can definitely fit a minifigure in there permanently. But there are two other hatches you can see, which cannot, I don't think they can actually fit a minifigure all the way in them. They have to like stick out. And that's really bad. I don't know how they messed that one up. I understand that a lot of this ship is oddly designed, and they weren't going to make this a $100 set. No way, because it's just not that big in universe. So they had to find a way to get some playability with the minifigs in the ship, and I think they did an okay job. I'm excited for it though. I'm just worried they haven't found a way to fit stuff in. Let's look at the next set. It's just the battle pack. And a lot of people are like, how did you rank it this low? How do you rank, is it too high? Is it too low? Well, you gotta remember, 501st Battle Pack is still just a battle pack. I know, it's still just a battle pack. Well, there are two very good builds in this, and the minifigs are incredible. Essentially a dual battle pack. What throws me off, of course, is the stud shooter on the ATRT, which I feel like could have been incorporated better, but I'm fine with having a stud shooter on it. I just don't like where they put it. That's obviously easily customized if you wanted to. I wish they actually included another battle droid, but that's really doesn't matter. This is a great build, a great set. It's just not going to beat the next ones coming up. Let's go on to those. So next we have the Death Star Final Duel, which is $100, 775 pieces. Pretty much complete remake with some really good new features and actually a pretty nice new design for the front entrance, and they fixed a few things around here. I'm also really looking forward to the Darth Vader with arm printing, which I'll show you in a minute. That's big news too. Of course, Royal Guards, Palpatine, and Luke are all great as well. Now the build here is amazing. I like this set. I feel like it should have been 90. I mean, realistically, they're not going to charge it at 80. I bet 90 would have been what I think 90 is what a lot of fans would have wanted. Of course, 80 is the best optimal price for this. But 100, it's still probably worth that value if you can spend it. Anyways, this is really good. It just doesn't quite beat out the other sets on this list, which is really tough to make the choice of putting this before the next one that's coming up here. It's probably Imagine. Of course, same features pretty much, and here is one of the others zoomed in. You can push that in. You will see pretty much every set besides Anakin's Interceptor and Grievous' Starfighter, and also probably not the 501st Battle Pack on this channel. With the 501st Battle Pack, I might get one, but it's honestly not too interesting to me. Sorry if you really like that set, I'm just not into it. And I'll just show you the Vader here. It has great arm printing, and I'm glad they didn't just put it somewhere down there and just it's all around the arm. Also, just it's kind of funny, Vader is looking up. He's looking at where the high ground is, but I don't know why he's just looking up there. Can't look down. I know they have new molds for these things, but it's just kind of odd in my opinion that he's looking so far up. Maybe it's the cloth cape that's not like hard. I wish they made the hard capes because they're a lot thinner, but I get why they did this. The royal guards deserve hard capes because there's a whole thing about them. When they're walking, the capes are so far down and drag behind them. It makes it better imitate that. Otherwise, it's pretty good. Let's move on. The Resistance ITS transport must steal the spot from the Death Star final duel for this spot in the list, only because of the price per piece. Really, that's only it. It's pretty much 150 more pieces, and I love this ship. I have not been to Galaxy's Edge, but this is a really cool model. 932 pieces, $100. Now, Lieutenant Beck, I'm fine with the minifigures we get, and there's nothing really more they had to include, but I wish they had maybe added something not quite like what it is in Galaxy's Edge. Just add a little thing to make this worth more, or maybe sell a small promo with it when it comes out. I don't know. Just make it a little bit better of a selection, or maybe just more of one. Anyways, there are quite a few features. You can put Lieutenant Beck or any of the minifigs in the cockpit, which looks amazing. There's a cargo bay / troop carrier in the middle because it's a transport. You can move the top part. It's kind of based off the Tantive or some Corellian Corvette sort of ship. I'm disappointed that I do not believe you can stand a minifigure in there, but I think you can probably fit 2 or maybe 3 in there easily. I really am disappointed that you can't stand one. The cargo crate is good, and you can obviously remove that. There's a view of how you get troops out. They have to duck out, obviously. I'm really hoping they can stand. I'm holding out hope, but I just doubt if they will. There are also stud shooters on the back. Let's go to the Razor Crest now, coming at the second spot on this list, behind another set, which is just amazing. Now this is perfect interpretation. They could not have done anything better. And $130 people may seem as a little bit overpriced. For what you get and for the value this is worth to a lot of people, I think that's worth it. Now, would I prefer an 120 like the Slave 1? I think that would have been optimal, but you're not going to expect that. I mean, this is even more pieces than Kylo Ren's shuttle. I understand that they're about equal amount of stuff you get, but this is a really nice little model, big model, sorry. 5 minifigs. Baby Yoda's really not quite a minifigure, but I mean, it counts as a lot for some people. I have never personally seen The Mandalorian, but I do plan to watch it soon because I want to watch it while I build the AT-ST Raider. Anyways, this has quite a few features. You can open up the back and the sides, and this takes second spot because of the play features and the detail put into this. You have 2 or maybe 3, I think it's only 2 people in Carbonite, and they're of course Lego minifig versions of that character. Mando looks great, Grief Karga, the Baby Yoda, the child, and IG-11 I believe it is, right, and a Scout Trooper wraps the minifigs up. And you can obviously remove the cockpit in 2 sections, one to reveal Baby Yoda and the Mandalorian and their actual cockpit, and then one part is to reveal the weapons. Here is just the back box art showing off some of the features, including a removable escape pod, spring-loaded shooters, extra space for them, and a place for Mandalorian to sleep. And here's the first set on the list, and what I think is the best of the Summer 2020 wave is the AT-AT. This set is quite expensive at $160 for only 1,200, either 67 or 76 pieces, but it still is a great model. 6 minifigs, 2 snow troopers, Luke Skywalker, and a thermal detonator with him, which is, I think, maybe the first time they've done that, but it looks great. General Veers, as good as they can get it, and 2 AT-AT pilots or drivers. And it comes with a speeder, of course, the massive AT-AT, and an E-Web blaster. You can see this in action here. And of course you can open up the side to get probably the best interior of a walker yet. This is my favorite Lego walker or tank or really ground vehicle they've ever made. I gotta say, the AAT though this year, it may come close. I don't know. But this is by far and away the best in my opinion. Obviously the biggest of the wave. And this just looks the most movie accurate. It has the most play values with the indoor seating. You can turn this gear, which is probably right now my favorite feature, to bring Luke Skywalker up and throw the thermal detonator in. That is a really nice feature, and that's why I'm excited to get it. Well, one of the many reasons. Of course, you can put the speeder in the back. And that's it. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and always can't poll to see what you guys thought it might be for the best set, but comment down below, please, whether you think these videos are good and whether you think these sets live up to what they should or are as good as I said they are. Any more opinions on these sets, just put in a discussion tab on the channel and there can be a discussion. Anyways guys, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe, and see you next time.